And we're alive.
Right now?
Ready to go.
This moment.
I've got a Sprite in one hand.
Did you already start us?
And a probe in the other.
Oh, Lord.
We are good to go.
3097 Seconds Space Boys podcast.
Everything you don't need.
Live in the studio.
No AI.
You keep telling people that, but I don't believe anybody believes that.
Well, I'm basically made up. We're both computers.
I just want to give a quick shout out before we move on. I want to give a shout out to Pop-Tart. You know who you are. Oh,
to Octopus Nick Cage.
Octopus Nick Cage, you're shaking it.
I just interrupted it.
Yeah, that's
for
terrible.
Pop-Tart. Hi, Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart, we want to give you a shout out. Hey, if you're in the Youngstown area, you should go check out all the roller derby girls up there. They put their heart and soul into the work they do. You should check them out. Support the violence.
Heck yeah.
Support the violence.
But we didn't say that out loud, though.
No, that wasn't out loud, but go support them.
Right.
Every viewership, every attendee counts.
Right. And on that note, let's talk about AI faces before we forget for the 90th time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Since most of our sticker guys know, and some of the Patreon members that are secretly in the secret inner circle.
Oh, the inner circle.
Because they're Patreon members.
The one we don't talk about.
Right. So, did you guys hear about the AI face? They grafted out of
They made
skin cells.
They made a human. They took human skin cells and grew a face in a petri dish.
Then hooked it up to AI dongles, so the AI could control it and make it smile.
Yeah, they put a face on an AI robot.
It wasn't even a robot, bro. It was in the dish.
Oh.
Still, so it just looked like a face pancake.
Oh,
right. That's why we made our sticker. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go check out the Patreon, sign up, be happy. We got our version of the AI face sticker coming out. You guys will like that.
How many stickers we got up there now?
Actually showing or that we're supposed to be showing?
Actually showing.
Actually showing is...
We got the Bigfoot sticker up there.
I think Bigfoot's out.
Yeah, you should
kill
go.
The internet's out.
Yeah, kill the internet. You go get yourself a Bigfoot sticker if you're a true believer.
If you're on the sticker team, you know they get to see all the work in whips and stuff, as they're called, the work in progress.
Oh, the whips.
And the experimental stickers. So on that short end of it, there's 100 because they see the mess ups and the ones that we reorder and then retest. But for actually distributed that you can buy right now, is I think 2 stickers: Kill the Internet and Bigfoot.
Oh,
is out right now.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all the only ones that are out right now. The Explore the World ones, those didn't drop because the company messed up the colors.
Oh,
so we had to send those 10,000 stickers back. Fuck
that
those
sucks.
guys. Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, so there's been a delay in some of it. Then we had the AI sticker come out, but we didn't like that one. We talked about that, and then they had the revamp of that. So now it's really fucking creepy looking, and you know what it looks like. You saw the new one, I think. And, yeah, that's the old one.
Oh, that's the old one?
That one went out to the street team already.
Oh, okay.
So their personal collection ones.
Nice.
So
is the street team doing work and putting them up?
Oh, I think so. I don't even check on them.
Yeah.
It's not like Pony Boy. We don't got to check their work. I haven't seen 1 gram of whale vomit yet.
Not 1 gram of ambergris coming out of Pony Boy.
Right.
Even though he was just down in the shark-infested waters.
Right.
Spending all of our...
hard-earned money.
Probably
picking up fucking Australian girls in America.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I mean, he's smooth.
He seems like the type.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, I can surf. I'm from California, brah.
No, he'd be like, I'm from Kentucky. They're like, people in Kentucky can't surf, and my man's out there cutting the waves.
Nobody believes that guy's from Kentucky. Not one fucking person.
Well, that's fair.
Has he ever met and said that, and they believe that shit?
Yeah, it's a fair
My man's got more Vans clout than the West Coast combined. My man looks like he's walking around with Orange County's outdoor mall in his back pocket. My man looks like he's got the VIP life membership to the secret fucking cabal of fucking Vans.
Yeah, this is true.
My man looks like he used to roll joints for fucking Tony Hawk. Okay? My man's got a sport bike collection that makes you think he might be Tony Stark's little whitewashed cousin.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't.
Him and Travis Pastrana. Be kicking it.
Him and that dude that takes his shirt off outside the Jeep and whoops all those kids for making fun of him for being a skateboarder.
Oh, dude.
That's how West Coast this motherfucker looks like.
That was a wild fight.
My man looks like he might have handed Chad Muska his last backpack. You feel what I'm saying?
He's got quite the list going.
Yeah, he's going to know what I'm talking about, too. Who knows? My man looks like he's doing fakies, no breakies.
My man
You know
was
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
original Search for Animal Chin.
Yeah.
Uncredited. Uncredited.
My man used to wax the pools before they filmed Dog Day Afternoon or whatever that
Dogtown?
fucking Dogtown, yeah. Dog Day is that one with that's Pacino, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a whole other fucking horrible movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's not even the same room. No. He looks like him and Tony used to share slippers at the beach. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about that guy right there. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. I know you two's got that real big college education on how to fool motherfuckers.
Well,
I don't want to hear nothing about that. Talking about me being the magician over here and you learn from all the
listen,
special
are you
chrome-
seriously trying to do work while podcasting?
Yes.
No.
We could get
No. Put it
everything
down.
is amazing.
No,
I have to put it over here.
All right, fine. You can put it over there, but you ain't doing work.
It was in
right
my
now.
way. It was in my way.
All
I don't
right.
want to handle water right now while I'm doing it.
No, please. That's how you get electrocuted.
But no, we're good on that. So AI face stickers coming out.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. It's
It'll be on
our
video.
version. It's our version
It'll be on video.
of what scientists have already done.
Yeah, it's basically the same. Their smiles, our smiles.
Except ours is not attached to any AI.
Right. We had to remove the AI part and the more realistic part of the skin.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's exactly what you'd think it was.
Okay.
So I love that. And that one's going to come out.
Yeah, you've needed to talk about that for a while.
Right.
And you have the one shirt.
Bro. Oh, the super secret
The super
shirt that
secret
nobody's
shirt.
seen.
Yeah.
I think the Patreon members have seen that. I think. I could be wrong. Or the Facebook members? I'm not sure. Everybody gets a little juice that's different. We got a little bit going here, a little bit going there.
You're spreading it around.
Spreading it around to all the platforms.
All right.
So, yeah, we did have a secret shirt drop. We might have some of those going out to some of our super secret supporters. They're not really secret. They're on Patreon. Like normal humans.
Oh, real humans.
Go sign up for the Patreon.
They're not the bots that say agreed.
Be a real yeah, agreed.
How many-
I'm in.
How many bots do we have on Patreon?
It's so creepy.
How many bots?
At least 12. Maybe
You post
13.
something up and it's just
They're like,
I'm
I
in.
agree. Yeah.
and
I'm
you're
like, hey, I almost found Joe Skelly. Yeah, totally, man. I'm like, dude, you weren't there.
you weren't there. You have no idea.
You don't know what we're talking about.
No
Stay out of
idea.
it. So,
What?
what was the other one that we needed to get off our chest? I know there was another one.
That was the big one.
No, the AI. Oh, that's right, Michael Caine.
Yeah.
So I heard a story about this guy,
Okay, tell me about
told by him.
it. Oh,
So
so
apparently,
you didn't hear about him. You heard it from him.
oh, is it from him?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
what you
it
just
could-
said.
It could be AI, could be deep fake. We don't know. But my man apparently was telling a story, and I'm assuming by the context of the story and how his reach went that he was already an actor.
Okay.
So he saw a girl on a Maxwell House coffee commercial and fell in love with her
Okay.
and thought
Love at first sight.
Right. And was like, that's my girl. I need her. Tomorrow I'm flying to Colombia
Oh, that's where it was
to
she-
track this. Well, he figured, she looked
Colombian.
ethnically, I guess, this ethnicity.
Okay.
So he gets on the phone with one of his buddies who's part of whatever this company is that did the Maxwell thing. And he tells the guy, he goes, hey, I found this girl in this commercial. I'm super in love with her, and I'm going to go find her down in South America somewhere.
Isn't that called stalker?
Well, as long as you intend to marry her, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as it's purely love driven, and once she says no and you go away, it's fine. It's if you advance into the next levels of any of those avenues that's the problem.
That's when it becomes an issue.
Right. So he tells his friend, blah, 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 I'm going to go down there to find this South American babe, whatever. Turns out his friend says, Michael, she's not from South America. She's actually like Indian or some shit.
From India.
Right. Tells him this, and he goes, well, how do you know that? And he goes, well, she's here. She lives right around here. Let me hook you up. Bro, he's married to that girl.
Oh.
He found her and married her and has been with her since. They have pictures of him as a young actor and pictures of him currently with this broad who's been his
That's
wife
pretty cool.
forever. That is hard as fuck.
Or is that just him taking advantage of someone who might be economically disparaged?
Oh my God. No, I think it's hard as fuck.
All right.
I mean, it would have been harder if he would have done the trip and found her. But yeah, if you spend too long, then it becomes stalkerish.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, if it takes you a year and a half and you literally have to tell her, then you're like, well, what do you say? Like, hey, it took me a year and a half to get here. I just wanted to ask you out on a date.
Well,
You know, it's got to be a small period of time. Like, hey, it took me 3 months to find you. And then boom, here I am. If it's too long, it's just freaking weird.
that's weird.
You're not trying to get great Gadspeed by some bitch you've never met. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
No.
You're like, hey, I've been holding this 10-year party. It's been going on for 10 years. Why is it taking so long? Well, I'm really hoping this bitch from the West Coast is going to land here sometime at some point on accident
On accident.
through word of mouth at our Buffalo bin or Buffalo party, whatever that party's called that we're going to put all the liquor in the bathtub.
Oh, Harry Buffalo.
Harry
where
Buffalo
we said
party.
we weren't going to put
We're
it in
not
the
putting
bathtub.
it in the bathtub, right? So yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying.
That's impressive. And the fact that they're still together, maybe it's true love.
So that's amazing, and I like somebody who can call their shots. That's
Pretty.
pretty.
So that's where
the
you're at.
most impressive
He's
part.
a shot caller.
He's like,
and he made it happen.
right,
So he
and then he
envisioned
stuck to it.
He had a vision quest. He had it on his
Done.
board. What's that
Done.
board that people put up? Their
Life
dream board, their life board, their dream
Yep,
board.
Yep, we've got
And-
3 of them.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
And then he actualized his envisionment.
That happens.
Is that actualizing your
There's
envisionment?
no other way. Law of attraction.
Okay.
The camp will bring it.
All right.
If you build it, they will come. Kevin Costner's proved this twice. One time when he skipped right over the civil service test and went right into the mailroom and just started delivering mail. My man is the king.
Who's that? Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember?
in what
He
the
just-
postman? in
Yeah,
the
he
movie?
just woke up and was like, fuck the civil service. I'm just going to start delivering.
Oh,
Didn't even fucking care. Just picked it up and started delivering.
That's
He's like,
a-
can't get
that's
that
a
one
movie, my
through it in the
man.
ditch. That's shot calling right there.
That shot calling. He's like,
Bro.
you know what? I want to be a postman today.
He's like, I'm joining the branch of the U.S. government. I'm a government official.
right.
You can't shoot at me, but you can give me free food
You know what?
while I bring you letters that are 5 years old
That's a shot call.
that are for a territory 100 miles north of us.
Yeah, that's a shot call.
But if you want to read Billy Gray's letter, you can, because I have that power. Now give me the food.
I'll bring it to you for a can of beans.
Right. That's shot calling, kind of. Not as quite of the ROI that old Michael Caine over here is getting.
Oh, right. His ROI is much better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine.
If that's the case, then who else were shot callers in movies?
Do you think that's why he's fucking Alfred?
That he wanted
Like,
to be
how did
Alfred?
he? Well, yeah. Like, do you think he just woke up and was like, "I want to be Alfred," and he's like, now Alfred?
I think they just came to him and said, I think you would make the perfect
Like, you're so
Alfred."
hard, you'd make a good Alfred.
Yeah.
Did you see the newest Alfred on the Amazon cartoon?
No.
He's a very young guy with dark features, and he's fat.
I'm out.
Swear,
I'm out.
it's weird.
I'm out.
I mean,
Alfred was supposed to be a war hero, right?
Oh, he's a British war hero
Yeah.
too. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard Alfred's past.
That's like it, like oh my God. My brain just farted.
Last Samurai, you're right.
Sherlock,
Oh,
Dr. Watson
okay.
is a war hero.
That part I've heard.
Yeah. That's why it made so much sense in the new Sherlock series that the Brits did, that he was an Afghan war vet.
Oh, with what's his face?
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Cumberbatch.
also Khan.
Yeah, Cumberbatch.
Khan. Yeah, that's interesting. That whole thing is interesting.
Well, it was a great series, by the way.
Which one?
The Sherlock series.
Oh yeah, the Sherlock one was good.
That was a great series.
Wild as heck.
Wild as heck.
Could you imagine living or dealing with a guy who's figuring stuff out like that all the time?
Oh, there are people like that, though.
Would you want to deal with that shit? Every time you see him, he's like, "Hey man, you spilled your pasta from that shop down the street on your shirt again. Why don't you go change it? Because you wore it last 4 days last week too, you nasty bastard. And while you're at it, get some different socks. We can see that those ones have been on your ankles for a while because it's got red mud from the party yesterday."
And they're a little threadbare.
Yeah, bro. I'd be like, "Homie, be quiet. Take us to the track and figure out which horse is going to run faster. I don't have time for this shit."
Not at all.
Did I tell you about the horse rounders that I hung out with once?
No.
Bro, I met some horse rounders once. I didn't know this thing existed.
Why don't you explain what it is?
Yeah, so these guys are, when we say rounder on anything, it just means that you're going over and over and winning somehow. So, and their thing was, theirs was the horse bets. And I met this dude who, he was a postman, ironically. He was a postman who told me about this once. He said, if you ever want to go horse betting, we'll get you hooked up with a couple of rounders and they'll hook you up. You'll win tons of money. I was like, yeah, that sounds like the biggest fucking heap of scam I've ever heard. But one day somebody convinced me to go and check out these guys. And there are these two brothers, right? So we went there. We went to the horse track. I know you know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. Who cares? But
The local track?
Yeah, it's the one that's around here that's close. And you know me. I did what we normally do. I spent my whole day with them to see really what they were about. And they went from their $100 that they brought in that day to walking out with like $9,000 by the end of the night. And I have no idea how. And I watched them all day. And all they did was stare at this little book. And they were like, all right, man, I like this one for this one for this, and this one for this. And they would fucking run over. They'd place the bet. They'd walk back over. They'd sit. The race would go. They'd win, and they'd do it again. And it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. I have no fucking clue to this day. I don't even have a clue on how the horse race works other than I think you bet on the guy who's going to finish first.
That's the goal.
Okay, so that's all I know.
But there's other ways to bet, though. You could pick like the first, second, and third. You could pick.
Yeah, they were doing
kinds
all
of
of it.
stuff.
They were reading this fucking book, and I don't know what the book is called, but I know everyone will know it's probably the betting book for those people. And it just looked like numbers. It's just numbers with little horses' names. And it was wild as hell, dude. And they really walked out with like almost $10,000.
So it's a skill set.
I guess it's a magic trick I can't figure out how to unfold.
You better get better at your magic if you're going to make it to the Olympics.
I don't think they got a lot of older horse bettors at these places.
Not at the Magic Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think
What's your trick? I make money.
Show me the blackjack table and I'll show you
How to lose money.
There's a very fine line between the magic scene and then just the card shark scene, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
It's a very, very fine line.
I'm
like
not
you could use your
sure.
magic for criminality if you chose.
Oh, 1,000%. Oh yeah. So what do they call
All the sleight of hand people.
Yeah.
And when I watched that thing on the Magic Olympics, they were talking about
Yeah.
if we really wanted to be criminals, everybody in this city would be missing their watches and their wallets.
Right. Yeah, that too. Speaking of that one in old books and instructions, we talked about this a few weeks ago about people robbing you and pickpocketing and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's an old manual. I don't know if I have this manual or somebody else does, but it's old as fuck. Like it's just written from Houdini's age, you know?
I have Houdini's book on how to be a criminal.
I have that one too. I have that one somewhere. I haven't read it yet.
But you'll only read the first 10 pages.
Yeah, probably. So
By the way, I want Danger as my ally back.
Are you sure I didn't give that to you?
No, sir.
I still have that.
Oh, yeah.
The Indiana
Don't-
Jones book.
Yeah, don't hold on to my book
I
that
know
you didn't read.
I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
So-
that book cost me a lot of money to hand down to you to
Don't
read.
worry, it's protected right now. I know exactly where it's sitting, next to my threaded socks that we wore 10 times last week. So, the book. About the pickpocketing thing. There is an old pickpocketing thing where they really did have tests to see if you were a good enough thief, and one of them was that you had to climb up on a chair, then climb up on a table, and rob this dummy. But the dummy has like 1,000 bells sewn onto it. So you have to be able to take this stuff out while leaning over a chair on top of a table and pull this out of a dummy without making any noise. And the dummy is hanging from like a noose in the ceiling or something. And this test is written up and there's a whole bunch of sequences you have to do to prove that you're a good enough pickpocket that you can go out and work for certain groups and everything. And this used to be one of the tests. And I 1,000% believe it. After hearing like what magicians do all day, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
there's no, like, it makes sense. Like, the reason I was saying about the fine line is because if you think about it, you just said it, right? So all magicians can be criminals, but all the sleight of hand criminals can't be magicians.
Right.
Right. They don't have any interest in,
The showmanship.
exactly. Yeah. They have all they care about is card sharking you and palming cards, lifting cards to the top, dealing, misdealing, that kind of stuff, underdealing, whatever. But yeah, I think 110%, all those magicians could be criminals for sure. But here's my question to you. Why rob somebody of their watch as a magician? Why?
To surprise them and give it back to them.
Come on, bro. If I really want to surprise you, then I'll just put cards on you. Those tricks are just as good. Anytime I have you pick a card and then you pick this card and then I say, oh my God, take away your birthday and how much does that leave? Oh my God, that's the card in your pocket. And then you pull the card out of your pocket. That's just as amazing to you as me stealing your watch. Those fuckers.
I think the thrill of taking the watch off of it's the thrill.
Yeah. Yeah. 110%. Those guys are the thieves. If
They're
that
like,
dude,
watch this magic trick. You're
Yeah.
like, that's not a magic trick. That's called theft.
Yeah. You just stole from me. That's what I'm saying. So like, is there a line? I think so.
Yeah.
So if the guy's walking around like, I can steal your watch, like, homie, you're a thief. You're not a magician. You're a thief.
But what if they cross that line and they're both? And,
Well,
and they don't do the criminal enterprise, even though they have the ability to.
Well, then they're a magician. A true magician. Not a fakesy.
All right, fair enough.
Not a fakesy.
That's a statement, but it's interesting.
But I mean, it's just my, like, how do you build up to finding a watch? Like, what magic trick? Think about it. All magic tricks are storytelling, and each trick has whatever. So what is the vibe that would make your watch want to appear over there? Like, that's the magic, right? But it's still almost more. You're right. There is a sense of it, but I can do just as much by, like I said, putting that on you. If you find my watch on you, it's just as crazy as if you find your watch in a cup of water over there 10 feet from us.
Oh, and I have seen that trick.
Right.
And I'd be pissed if I found my watch in a cup of
Oh
water.
yeah. Oh yeah.
What if it wasn't waterproof?
Right.
You just ruined my 12,000 Bulgari.
Yeah, or he fucks the trick up
Right.
and then just zoops the trick, the whole thing or whatever.
My Philippe Patek $50,000 watch is ruined.
Right.
I would be not a happy camper.
I don't know. Maybe okay, now that I'm thinking about it more, maybe there's just a correlation. Like, it's because the magic is so good. Sleight of hand is making things disappear and reappear. Maybe just because it looks so magical, it just happens to fall in the perfect crime stuff. Too.
That's very possible.
So I had a contraption that I can't say what it is now, but we built it I told you off mic, but we built it, right? Well, technically I didn't build this one. I inherited it from somebody, but we inherited this contraption that we used for taking other people's things and making it disappear permanently. Right. And then 15 years later, when I was in the magic world, they were like, we just do this like this. And I was like, oh, then I have been a magician for so long. Right. And that's what you said. It's like, are you a criminal or a magician?
Right.
Like, nobody was tipping me, I don't think.
You're like, oh my God, it disappeared.
I don't know what happened. Okay, see ya. Good luck in your search, man. That Pink Floyd album's going to pop up anywhere.
On
Yeah.
eBay.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's a good thought, man. I think all magicians are crooks. I mean, your whole craft is you're pulling snake.
Don't say that shit at the Magic Castle, bro.
Listen, they know they're fucking crooks.
You might not
They're
make
all
it back.
fucking weirdos too, bro. You don't sit in front of a mirror for 12 hours a day practicing shit by yourself and not be a weirdo.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says.
You're
and I'm not
talking about
throwing-
OCD and driven.
Dude, I'm not talking trash to anybody. I've done it. You know, I've got the 8-hour sessions in there, and it just, you have to be torqued up a certain way. You have to have a certain amount.
Personality.
Right.
In order to do it.
I
Right?
used to not think that shit was true, but now that we have seen so many people, I'm like,
You know who let their game slip?
oh, who?
Siegfried and Roy.
Well, when you're the fucking entree.
They stopped practicing. They got too big for their britches, and then
What they try to do, ride the cat to the thing? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
happened?
The cat just had enough and decided to turn them into
I mean,
turn them
dude,
into a meal.
that's so scary because, you know, people who have big dogs,
They forget they're wild animals. Speaking of which, I met a dingo.
I forget all the time. A real dingo?
A real dingo.
What, like, I don't understand. Wait a minute. Is a dingo technically a real dog? Like
It's
considered a dog?
They're considered
America?
wild dogs.
Oh, okay. Can you own a dingo in America?
Legally? No.
Oh, he just had it.
So it was rescued. Somebody smuggled in 2 dingoes,
Perfect. That's what
and they were breeding them.
oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime the story starts with smuggling, it's good.
Yeah. And
On Solo, I
I guess
fired
the
first.
state euthanized
Oh,
all of them
jeez.
except for 2.
Jesus.
And this rescue person ended up with one of them.
Fucking wild.
And they're crazy looking. They're small, right?
Yeah.
But they're super long and sleek.
Yeah.
And they got crazy ears and a crazy muzzle.
They
Yeah.
eat babies for real.
Yeah, right.
Like that whole dingo ate my baby thing
That's
is a real thing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And they travel in packs like coyotes do. Like, who would have it? It'd be like having a pet fucking coyote, right?
You probably know somebody like that.
Don't. I had to think about it for a minute.
yeah,
I had to think
I'll
about it
bet.
for a minute. But I've seen them before in places where I didn't expect to see them.
A dingo?
No, coyotes.
Oh, coyotes, yeah.
It was at an auction. It was very strange. Like, what is
Coyote.
this wild animal here?
Coyote.
Yeah.
Which one's the shrieker? Is that the coyote?
Yeah, they yip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they're in packs, you hear them yipping. Yip, 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 yip. Yeah, they
no.
sound like they're...
foxes too. You can't have foxes
Yeah.
as good pets
Well, no, people,
either, huh?
you can own foxes. You have to have permits,
I
though.
want a fox.
Foxes are like dogs.
Do you think they're as good as dogs?
I've seen a lot of videos with a lot of people that own fox. I actually knew a person that owned a fox.
See, I knew there was one there somewhere. How'd they do with it?
Pretty good. They said that it became best friends with their dog, and the two of them did everything together.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So what are the negatives to them? Can you potty train them?
Yeah, they would go outside. Yeah. They would let it out.
Okay, wait a minute. So we really can get a fox.
You can domesticate a fox, absolutely.
I don't like the word domesticate, but yeah, sure.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It wasn't a caught fox. It was a farm-raised fox.
I accept this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So they've been living...
So they're not like horrible pets like ferrets are and shit?
No, they're not.
Really?
They have shit tons of energy.
Well,
And they're needy.
okay.
Like attention needy.
Well, I've dealt with that before.
You could watch all the videos on YouTube of people
That's
that
true.
own.
If I did ever watch anything real on YouTube, I would do that.
Yeah, right.
Too busy watching dragons and wrestling. So I don't have time.
Wrestling's real, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't. Dragons are real too, maybe.
Well, they were.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it was interesting. I just watched the whole thing. They were talking about all these knights that were lorded for killing dragons. When you read the description of what the dragon was, each dragon sounds like a very specific type of dinosaur. And they're saying, oh, the dinosaurs
fuck
went...
outta
Yeah, no,
here.
dead serious. They're saying all these dinosaurs went extinct, but, these people said they killed dragons, and it's in all the histories that this guy killed a dragon. And when you read the description of the dragon, you're like, oh, that's this dinosaur. Or, hey, this person killed a dragon. The description fits this dinosaur. But then if you look at temples...
Imagine.
How about this? You think about temples like Angkor Wat in Laos or Cambodia or wherever Angkor Wat is, right? In the stone, they have carvings of dinosaurs on the side of this ancient temple. How did they know about them if they went extinct thousands of years before they existed?
Do you think they were killing like T-Rexes and shit?
Well, I don't know if something like that survived, but they had like pictures of like Triceratopses and Stegosauruses and shit carved into the stone.
That's a pretty shitty fucking kill for a knight. I mean, that dinosaur's not even moving. The motherfucker's leaving slower than jousting.
Right?
Like, imagine that motherfucker. Maybe that's why they started jousting, was because they were fucking pinning dinosaurs in their eyeballs and shit. They're like, we got to be further away. Think about it. And then what happens when they kill all the dragons, right? What does it turn into? A tournament.
Right. Oh, maybe.
Humans
yeah.
are always turning shit into tournaments after they have no real use for it. They're like, what's that? Cousin Jeb got out of the mud pit? Oh, fuck. I wish we could still go back into that mud pit. You know what? Let's make it a sport.
Yep.
Let's make it a sport. Why not? Fuck it.
Always.
Right.
Always.
Humans are like, we can pin a flag on it and make it two-hand touch. Two-hand touch the tiger. If he doesn't eat you, we're good. And then finally they were like, well, tiger keeps eating everybody. Let's switch it out with a ball. We'll call it football. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Well, I don't know how many people are playing two-hand touch with tigers.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, look at Mike Tyson, bro. He got the tiger. He's going to fight the ape. He's going to fight the silverback.
Well, he wanted to fight a silverback.
Bro,
Thank God
he's
it didn't.
fitting to fucking die.
Thank God it never happened.
We
right?
got you, Tyson.
Hey, you got to thank the zookeeper that saved his life.
Mad props to that guy.
Mad props.
Mad props
He doesn't
to that
get
guy.
enough credit.
You know, my man's probably sitting somewhere broke right now like, motherfucker, I should have let him fucking do that. I could have been getting interviewed as the man who got Tyson killed for letting him fight an ape. Son of a bitch. Right? I hope my man's doing great. I hope my man came back and Tyson was like, hey, man, thanks for saving my life. And this, here's 15 million to set you up for later. You know what I'm saying?
That would be sweet.
That seems like something Tyson would do. Tyson's a gangster.
Maybe.
He sits by his people.
He does. He does sit by his people.
He loves who he loves.
Yes,
he loves.
he does, and he'll scream it from the rooftops.
Right.
He don't care.
I heard him. I heard him the other day. The guy was like, "What do you wish people didn't think about you or did think about you?"
He said he
that
didn't
was
give
correct.
a fuck.
Right. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Who are you? Get the fuck away from me. I got a tiger.
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't know if he still has the tiger.
No, I think they took it
Yeah, I think they
on
took it.
on account of the whole cokehead fucking charges and all these other things.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think he went broke for a minute, so they might have taken his shit. They MC hammered the shit out of him.
Yes, they did.
So I don't know.
And now he's back on top.
Listen, we're a little bit older, so we're not going to do the whole 19-year-old famous make money thing. Our plan right now, Joe Skelly, is to get famous, have the money, spend it, and when they come back for the taxes, we're going to be too old to pay it. So
Oh, is that the plan?
yeah,
You shouldn't have announced it.
fuck the IRS.
Oh,
Well, they can't do anything about it now. We're broke now. What are they
Right.
going to do? Makes no sense. Blood from a stone, my friend.
can't get it.
Nope.
Can't
it's not coming.
get
You
it.
come get whatever. We can say whatever we want today, minus that shit I had to edit out of the other episode. But the rest of it, we could say what we want
Say what I want.
because we're not sponsored.
No, we're
No-
not.
Nobody bought us yet.
No, but we'll entertain offers.
We will. We will. We
If you
will.
want us off the internet bad enough, make an offer.
Yeah, do it.
Make an offer.
You should. We will fucking leave. And listen, I don't want anybody to sit here and be like, "Well, you're selling out, motherfucker." Of course we are.
Yeah, no,
That is the
I'm
goal.
not. I'm not opposed to selling out.
That is the goal because we'll open a whole nother show.
Mm-hmm.
It don't even fucking matter.
Nope.
You could have this one. We'll just start another one.
Listen, it's 200 plus episodes at this point, and nobody's had the balls to offer to buy us out.
Right. And we've just found our voice,
Oh,
as they said. That's what we were
yeah,
gonna
I'm
talk
glad
about.
I'm glad you came back to that.
I've thought about that moment for, I think.
Explain the moment.
So we watched the new Ghostbusters.
Not the new Ghostbusters.
It's not the newest. It's the oldest with the kids.
Yeah, it's the one with the kids.
The kids. And that little porker Asian kid is walking around calling himself Podcast, right?
Yep.
And he was like, "You should listen to my podcast. It really finds its voice at episode 169 or some shit, or 69 or some shit." And I was sitting there back in the day thinking about our podcast, and I was like, did we find our voice yet? Yet? Is that a thing? Is this little fat Asian kid's teaching me something from this movie right now?
Yeah, he is. And how do you feel now?
Oh, Daddy Elon.
Do you feel like we found
He
our
marked
voice?
the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck. No, there's nobody listening to my show. Listen, our show. If there's somebody out there listening to our show that has the kind of money to change worlds like Daddy Elon, and you're not sporting for us, you can eat a bowl of dicks. And the rest of us regular folk down here, us Shire folk,
Shire folk.
we could say what we want.
Whatever.
Nobody's coming.
Nobody's coming.
Nobody's helping us.
Expect a self-rescue.
Expect. You heard a 9 line? This is called tree line. This is called dry your clothes on the line.
Right.
Because
I spent the $20 on that solar-powered clothes dryer in the back of the magazine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They're the ones that sent me the
No
the
setup
laundry
required.
line. They sent me the laundry line and said, tie this between two trees, you poor bitch.
Yep. No programming required.
Done.
So
But you know what's great is when the grid goes down, I can still dry my clothes.
yeah, we're kind of like at that level.
Yeah.
So nobody's stopping us.
Yeah.
And-
I'm not making my own clothing yet.
Oh fuck! You're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so mad.
Oh God, I want to know.
I almost.
I don't. You almost started a
You know
sweatshop?
that side job that we finished the other day? I almost went out and bought us moccasin kits to make our own moccasins because I was like, motherfucker, it's time. It's time.
Do they sell moccasin
Yes.
kits?
Well, listen.
I would do that. I would do that.
We have a plan. Me and Joe Skelly, if you know us in the real reels, you know that we have, man, dude, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count Surprise Jesus, that's like 7. Dude, we're up to like 7 poles in the fucking ocean right now.
Right.
That's all beginning.
Well, you know
that's
what? I just found
all-
out somebody stole my other business idea that we haven't talked about in a really long time.
Which one? Milk
Poppin' Pirates.
and pirates.
Oh,
Bro.
where we rent boats and take people out and
Yeah.
lure out the pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the Russians are renting these
Yeah.
expensive yachts and doing it, right? They beat me to the punch on this one. But I think the pirates are going to win because now they're sending remote controlled boats with explosives out. Yep, because they're getting tired of being shot.
Dude, think about it. You get an RC boat. It only needs to go a half mile at full
They're
speed.
not little RCs. Like these are like
Yeah,
they
like
look
full
like
ones.
They look like pirate boats.
Yeah.
And they're running up and there's nobody on it. And when it
Right.
gets close to the vessel, they
Just
just
boom.
detonate it. Yep.
If I put a hole in you, you're going to go down. Then I
Or
just
you'll
gotta
be crippled and then I can come aboard and
All right.
do what I need to do.
I'll just wait till you sink and then shoot you in the water. Of course, they're trying to get stuff and gain. Boy, we're on a sidetrack right here from that
Yeah.
conversation. We were talking about,
How many poles you got
Poles
in the,
in the
ocean?
water.
Yeah, yeah.
but why were we bringing that up? What were we talking about before?
Talk
that?
about making moccasins.
Oh, yes. So we have like 7 poles in the water.
Do you want calf-sized
After-
calf-height moccasins, or you just want the
no.
low tops?
No, just lows.
Just the low tops.
We got a low top.
I should show you the Viking shoes I have.
for oh my god. Oh my god.
Leather handmade Viking shoes.
But we had to get the new materials for the leather working, so I didn't want to buy a full kit. I didn't want to buy a bunch of stuff I didn't know what it was, so I started looking at kits. And they have a moccasin kit, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Because of that gentleman we were all talking about who makes his own moccasins, I was like, we could be that cool, bro. We could be that cool. What's up?
Are you just going to be a poser if you copy him?
It's too late. It's already happening.
Oh, God.
We'll be sewing moccasins before you know it.
All right.
In fact, we might sew some up for the camp visit.
I'm not afraid.
That's a joke. I'd be afraid of that.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
I'm gonna wear some nice shoes to that.
I'm going on a trip.
To where?
I'm not going to give the location, but it's going to be an overnight trip, and I'm going to bring the ghost camera.
Oh my!
Because wherever I stop, it's going to be in a weird place.
You better have those moccasins on.
I'm going to want some hard soul things out for this one, I
Oh,
think. And wherever I stop, I'm going to be taking ghost camera pictures.
good. We need some for the Patreon. You've been behind.
I know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout
I'm a
out to
little-
our Patreon people.
I'm a little behind. I'm sorry if you're on Patreon and I haven't given you enough ghost pictures. You know, I figured the one would have helped people over.
The one.
The one picture legitimately shows some weird things.
Yeah. It's on there.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, it's
Yeah.
not enough.
I will get
They
more.
want your soul.
I'm going to procure more. So
10 hours of mirror practicing.
Here's the thing. And I'm also taking a digital recorder.
There you go.
And I'm going to see if there's going to be any native spirits there.
I have also another surprise that I've been hunting for you. Speaking of all this weird shit,
Oh, no.
there is a new box in development that is supposed
Do you know how
to-
expensive those things are?
Yeah, this one's looking like $1,200.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we could get it.
we did not. We need
We could get it. We could do it.
go
I could
fund
swing
me.
it.
No, you.
I could swing it somehow. We get those fucking contraptions back out from the magician world, and we could start swinging all kinds of weird shit.
Speaking of, if you want to talk about the weird, we just saw that thing, the color purple. Why people painted their doors purple?
Oh, which one was that one?
That's to protect your home against witches.
Oh, protect. I thought it said because there is a witch in here.
Oh, is that what it is? I can't find it. I thought it was.
Oh
through-
man, you are giving out some.
Maybe it's the witch.
we-
I stand
we-
corrected. Let me Google.
We are in trouble.
Let me Google this just to be sure.
What happened to my space telephone? Oh, it's all the way over there.
Yeah,
That's
let me
too
find
far.
this. I thought it was.
Listen, I saw a girl riding on a horse with a falcon on her arm.
What? Where the fuck did you? And not in the movie?
No, it wasn't a movie. It was a real one. And she was dressed in, you could tell it was costume garb, but I mean, she looked a little bit like a Mongolian type like deal, like she was going to invade from Mongolia type stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, bro, come on. How heroic is it that you could get a horse and a falcon?
That's pretty sweet.
How do we do that?
You gotta have that. You gotta have that heritage. Listen, along
be a
those lines, how
Mongolian?
about this? How about this? Did you see the Mongolian reenactor who shot a drone out of the sky with an arrow?
Yeah.
That was hard
What
as
was up with
fuck.
that? He was like, oh, this is annoying me. And he shot 2 arrows at it too.
Did he?
That's what it looked like on the video.
I didn't see the video myself. I just heard that he had shot it out of the sky.
Yeah, they were in like a rodeo.
I thought it was a Again, I thought it was a Mongolian reenactment.
Yeah, at a rodeo or something, stadium, some sort of something. But the drone is floating, and the dude just wallops it right out of the air with his bows.
Nice.
Like he's the bows. So
apparently, hold on, they're calling the color witchcraft violet.
oh, because you're a witchy?
Yeah, apparently.
Could you imagine? What if you just saw on the news that some people hung somebody because they were a witch? Like, how would
Like
that make
recently?
you feel? Yeah, how would that make you feel? They're like, hey, this is so-and-so reporting from San Antonio, Texas, where 4 suspects have just hung a lady they accused of being a witch and casting spell powers. Like, just
Well, it happens in other countries.
like now?
There are some people who are not for that witchcraft kind of thing.
And they're still doing that?
Yeah, not in this country.
Wow. Well, again, so how would you feel if you saw it in this country? Like, would it break your brain? Kind of like Daddy Elon's famous satellites?
But those people would just go to jail forever because nobody would believe that person was a witch.
So you think like the story just ends there? It just ends up with a mock-up and you're like, well, those people were loony bins.
Yeah, those
Like,
people who
that's
did
it?
this were crazy.
And then it
Not the
turns
fact that
and
they
then
might have been a witch.
right. And then it turns out it's like John Carpenter's vampires and they were really real.
Yeah. Right?
It's horrible.
There are plenty of people who claim to be witches. I mean, we even went to the Witchcraft Museum. But that seemed more
you
like
went there.
that visit to the Witchcraft
That was
Museum
like
seemed
I
more of
feel
like more of the off-brand witchcraft.
Yeah.
You
we were told by our guide that was more of a Chinese style witchcraft museum versus an American style witchcraft museum.
Yeah, like it was a
little more-
Timu. It was a Timu
yeah,
witchcraft.
Yeah, a little more Chinese based.
Yeah.
Listen, I knew it when I saw the Walmart stuff. When I saw the Walmart pumpkins in the shelf, that's when it kind of gave away to
Oh.
me.
So somebody is spinning the whole purple door thing here. It says
Okay.
a purple door is a sign of creativity and open-mindedness.
Oh,
Is that code speak for witch? Open-minded? I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'm going to keep researching this because now I feel bad that I may have given the wrong information.
I really want to understand what all that stuff means.
Purple doors and witches, the history and significance.
Get out of here. I
Huh?
still want to know what the red doors mean.
Whoa.
And
I know what the
blue
red
doors.
light means.
Oh, I think we talked about
Sting
that.
even sang about it.
We need an entire boat full of those red lights.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how that guy's boat sank.
I would love to sink a boat like that. We don't even have to pull out of the harbor. I just want to sink the boat right there.
Right there in the harbor.
Right there in the fucking
There's
harbor.
so much weight on the boat.
They're
it
like,
collapsed.
what's wrong with this idiot?
I'm
He
going to
didn't
go with
even-
somebody did something and like, oh, what's this plug do? And
Bro,
they pulled the plug and
yeah,
it
they
sank.
obviously pulled the sink plug at the bottom of the boat where lets the water in. That is like, they were just like, let's open the bay door while we're stationary and the drains at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Like it's something doesn't make sense.
that doesn't add up.
There's not enough fat people in the fucking world to sink a boat like that without it showing. Like you'd have hookers spilling over the side, like
Call girls.
spilling over the side. You know, just like fucking just falling out like it was the Titanic.
Yeah, like when the people are escaping their countries in boats.
Right.
Right. And they're so low on
Or-
the waterline because they have so many people. But
Right.
those are small boats.
Yeah.
That's not a fucking yacht.
Right. So you ratio wise, that's what I'm saying.
You need
You
like 12
can't-
elephants on
Yeah.
that yacht.
Yeah. You can't fit enough red light girl or call girls or special event girls.
Right.
Not to be confused with special event surprise Jesus. We're not the same company. Please do not call us.
We're not
for
the
girls.
same company as
We
that.
don't do that
We're
anymore.
not Shoney's. We're not Benihana's.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah.
Is there even a Shoney's still around?
I don't know. We couldn't afford that place.
You could go to Old Town Country Buffet, but not Shoney's.
Right. Country buffet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we
Jeez.
talked about popping pirates. My idea got stolen. All these people keep stealing my business plans. Nobody's
Well-
stolen Surprise Jesus.
that you know of. It's going to be a surprise if they have.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I'm still confused by my note that says mannequin hands. Every time I see it.
Jesus. Is it because mannequin hands are always doing weird shit at the store?
No, or is it, does somebody have mannequin hands?
Ugh.
I don't know.
Who do you know that has mannequin hands?
I
Is that creepy?
I can't figure this out.
It's creepy, right?
Yeah, I put it in there for a reason. Oh, I can't figure it out. Well, whatever. Here's a new one for you. Have you ever heard of the King's List?
No, but that sounds bad.
So,
Could go either way on
an
this.
ancient, let me see. Let me get my note here. It was
King's
ancient
List is
Samaria.
never good. Oh, this is getting worse.
So in Iraq, they found this stone, this like 3 foot tall stone that was cut
Okay.
into a square,
Okay.
and it had a list of all the ancient kings of Samaria,
Okay.
right? And it had their name, how long they ruled, and how old they were when they died. And it is 100% correct, chronologically, from the time of the flood forward until they no longer existed. Now, the interesting thing was they found 18 other stones that were similar to this one that match it.
Huh.
And on the stone, it says Great Flood. And then it starts listing the king's names. But the interesting thing was, it also lists all of the kings prior to the Great Flood. The weird thing about this is, if we look at biblical history, right? Well, what existed before the Great Flood? And at that point in time, during the Great Flood, who built the big boat that saved everybody? Noah. If you read the text, Noah was allegedly 600 years old when he built the ark and lived to be 900.
Get out of here.
Right. So the weird part of this is that before the Great Flood, because it has all the kings before the Great Flood, it says the Great Flood, and then it lists all the kings after that. Everything is 100% correct after the Great Flood.
So somebody's keeping record.
Well, we didn't know. We only think humans have been on the earth for 17,000 years.
Okay.
Currently, that's what we believe. This stone is 266,000 years old. They've carbon dated it. It's 266,000 years.
Yeah, we're fucked.
So the kings that are listed, the oldest king that was listed before the Great Flood, they said how long he ruled and how old he was when he died.
Okay.
And he ruled for what they said 8 SARS. SARS is a measurement of time.
Okay.
It's a universally accepted measurement of time. The question is, how long is a SAR?
Right. It didn't say.
3,200 years.
Get the fuck out of here.
He allegedly lived and ruled for 8 SARs prior to the Great Flood.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and he was the one that ruled the longest. But they have all the kings that ruled before him and after him. And the stone itself is 266,000 years, but we only believe people existed for 17,000. So the question is everything that was carved on the stone before the Great Flood, is that a lie? Because we know everything that was carved after the Great Flood is the truth.
Well, you're leaving our
And we know that the
listeners-
Great Flood was caused by glacier melt from the Ice Age.
That's a lot for our listeners. I think we've went too deep. We should reel it in.
Did we go too deep?
Remember, most of these people have to get their pictures on the milk carton for the milk and
Oh my
the
God.
cereal and the milk. And
How about here's another spooky story.
uh-oh.
It's about Iran.
Oh.
In the deserts of Iran.
Go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead.
in the deserts of Iran, we know the story. We know the story of the guy who created a magic carpet, flew around
Okay.
on the magic carpet, right?
Okay.
Aladdin, and that story comes from Iran, and we've both agreed that all fables, right? All folk tales
Oh yeah.
have some origin in truth, right?
100%.
So during the 40s, there's been a long-held belief within Iran, all the way back to ancient times, that in the center of the deserts of Iran, there's a portal or a gateway to
Oh.
another world or another universe, right?
Okay. Indiana Jones was looking for that.
And that it's been hidden, right? And that they're jinn that roam the deserts of Iran, right?
Yeah.
And so along comes a story. It starts in the 40s. During the 40s, the Russians in World War II made their way into Iran. All right.
Okay.
And allegedly, these guys were in a vehicle, and while they were making their way across the desert of Iran, they stopped their vehicle, and they're on top of their vehicle with their binoculars, and they're looking around, and they see what looks like a miniature sandstorm moving.
Okay.
Like just small, like cloud of sand, right?
Okay.
Moving. And it's moving up, gets closer to the vehicle, and one of the Russian soldiers gets out and walks into this cloud, right? Thinking, oh, it's just a little sandstorm thing, right? And it consumed him. It ate all of his flesh. And the only thing that was left was the buttons and the metal objects that he carried, right? So
That's horrible.
the rest of the Russians freaked out, go in their vehicle and button up, and they wait for rescue. And they're there for several days.
Yeah, fuck
And
that.
when they get rescued, this is all testimony from a doctor who was with him. He said, hey, he's like, nobody's going to fuck it. He tells the original story as he first came out because they're debriefing him. What the fuck happened to so-and-so? Where'd he go?
Okay.
And he was consumed by the desert, right?
Ridiculous.
And he said that the sand moved in unison like it was sentient and it had its own
Like
conscious thought.
identity.
It was alive,
Right.
right? And when he gets back to Russia, they're debriefing him. They're like, fuck you, you're lying. And he goes, well, the reason we were hiding in our vehicles is because there was a minefield around us and we didn't want to get blown up, and so-and-so got blown up. And he's being interrogated for months and months and months and months. And when he finally gets released, one of the captors comes down and says, listen, the original story you told, the higher-ups believed the original story.
Right.
But this is not the first time that this has happened or that people have talked about this. On the other side of the desert, closer to some of the other countries, they talk about there's a jinn called a sandwalker that takes this form and moves around the desert and it's conscious, right? And that people have done battle with these things, and some people have had to outwit it and escape. And that at night in the desert there, the sand howls like screaming people. And that it's super fucking haunted, and to the point where camels don't want to go into certain parts of that desert
Oh,
because it's so haunted.
right.
And or there's paranormal activity in the desert. And that Aladdin realized that certain sand had this certain quality, and he had tons of it moved to this great garden. And when they were being invaded, they realized that when the silkworms that they were using to make silk
Right.
would use that earth, that their silk had this weird ability to levitate. And so he had them weave him a rug, which took him 10 years. And that's what he was flying around on.
Oh my.
Yeah. So there's your weird story for the day. You could research this because I found it interesting.
Aladdin and the flying original carpet.
Yeah. So here's the question. Is there something in the deserts of Iran that people aren't talking about? Do the jinn exist? Is this sand sentient, or is it a thing that we don't understand its form? Does it feed? Because they're talking about it's eating camels and it's eating people have disappeared out there and they were consumed.
The jinn is where the genie comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I off?
Yes.
Same story, like storyline, right?
Jinn,
Same vein.
yeah, jinn. They're like demons,
Okay.
magical demons. Some are good, some are bad.
Oh, okay.
So you never know who you're dealing with.
Huh. That's interesting.
There's a lot of fear to this day of the deserts of Iran, even by the locals and the Bedouins.
Well, we know all about that.
Right?
So, yeah, that's your history for tonight. Should we give them homework?
Oh, if you want to.
No, I have none.
Why did you even bring it up?
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure you didn't have any.
Oh, here we.
I wanted to
talk about something. I got something else for you.
absolutely- Oh, you want to keep going?
There's a mountain that
Oh.
sits between India, China, and Tibet called Mount Kailash.
Okay.
It's not the tallest mountain in the world. It's not Everest. It's not K2.
Okay.
Right? It's one of the most isolated mountains on the earth.
Oh.
And to the locals, it's known as the navel of the earth, the belly button. And the weird thing
Oh.
about this mountain is it's almost perfectly in the center of the earth.
That's freaking weird.
And it's never been scaled. It's a sacred mountain.
Chinese won't let you.
Well, no, people have never made it to the top. They've disappeared or weird things have happened.
Oh, it's the Bermuda Triangle of Mountains.
Yeah, it's the Bermuda Triangle of Mountains. And they said it's almost pyramidal in structure. And each face of this mountain shines a different color when the light hits it. The one side of the mountain, which is supposed to get the heaviest snowfall, gets the most amount of light, and the snow never goes away. And the side that's the darkest side of the mountain, which should have snow year round, doesn't.
That's weird.
It's super weird. And people have disappeared and all kinds of weird shit has happened up there. And people are too afraid to climb it, even though it's a completely climbable mountain.
Right. Yeah, we'll stay away from there. It's probably the real Area 51.
Who knows? But they're saying maybe it's some UFO thing. Maybe it's there's some paranormal thing going on there. Maybe the aliens live inside. Maybe it's the entrance to the alien world. Who knows? It's a super spooky thing. Look up Mount Kalesh.
No shit.
Yes, sir. I'm doing my research.
Well, enough of this freaky deakiness. We're at time. Tell these people
Are
something.
we? No, we're not at time. I don't give.
You keep going, huh?
Whatever. I'm still interested in this King's List thing. That's got my mind blown. Right?
I don't mess with that stuff.
Look, they found I think they call it in Turkey. They found this settlement called Göbekli Tepe, right? That predates the Ice Age. Because people believe nothing existed, no humans existed before the Ice Age, right?
Okay.
Or no modern settlement of humans existed before the Ice Age. And lo and behold, in Turkey, they found one.
Well,
They found it 90 feet underground. It was a stone settlement.
the turkeys take things easy, as we've seen from the Olympics.
The Turkish?
Yeah,
The turkeys. You mean the Turkish?
That's what I just said.
No, you said the turkeys.
The turkeys take it easy.
The Turkish.
The Turks.
So there's a lot of things.
The Turkshays.
There's a lot of things. I'm saying that I think it's like when they talked about the Grand Canyon, how they found all that Egyptian shit in the Grand Canyon.
Come on, man. The Grand Canyon is just full of evil magic.
And that certain parts of the Grand Canyon, certain areas are named after Egyptian things.
Yeah.
And
evil magic.
And they said they found bones of giants, right? And went to the Smithsonian and all that shit
Government's got
disappeared.
it all locked down.
All that
They
shit's
don't want
locked
you down there.
How about those giant swords they just found? Have you seen those?
In the
Google
Grand
that shit.
Canyon?
No, not in the Grand Canyon. Google that shit. The giant swords that they just found. They're massive, massive swords that no human on Earth could wield.
Where are they at?
I forget where they're at, but you can find it. It just happened like 2 weeks ago.
All right, let's see this.
Type in discovery of giant swords. I guarantee you find it.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Look how big those are. And it's more than one.
Do you think those are real swords or are they stone cuts?
I don't know. But everybody's going, there's no way any human could wield that. So who did they belong to? They're hypothesizing that they belong to the Anunnaki, which were the gods of ancient Sumer.
Oof. You think that giants roamed around before us?
They were giant animals.
Why not giant people?
Right. There were giant animals. Remember they said because the oxygen was so high, right? That's what led to the growth of these giant species and giant spiders and giant snakes and giant dinosaurs.
That the oxygen was just
Because-
better? Are we talking about these ones?
No, not those.
Oh, there's other ones?
Yeah, let me find that. That's a statue that somebody erected. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. The giant thing even, I mean, there's still humans that walk around that are just insanely huge. So they're definitely we could be like domesticated cats. People used to be bigger type of deal. You know? You eat enough Bill Gates's fake meat, you're bound to lose some muscle tissue.
Oh Lord.
So I'm just saying, after, tons of generations of smaller people, maybe that's why there aren't as many giants. Or, as the one we've been seeking this whole time, the Bigfoot. Maybe he's the last of the giant men. Maybe we're right about that part, right?
Well, no, what I thought about
No, what you thought is he
what
doesn't have
Bigfoot.
any.
No, what I said about Bigfoot is that perhaps Bigfoot is what what happened to Cro-Magnon, or not Cro-Magnon, but Neanderthal.
Listen, are you trying to say my man won't be able to drive?
What?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Bigfoot is Bigfoot. Is this
Okay.
this is the one in Japan?
No.
Damn, dude, how many swords?
These
They've
are
been
even
finding
bigger.
swords everywhere.
This is even bigger.
This one's only 7 foot. 7.5 foot. Would you need a 7-foot sword?
No. Oh, here. This is the one.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir.
Get the fuck
And
out
there was
of
more than
here.
one found. They're massive.
There's no way this is legit.
Dude, those are real pictures. There's more than one of those. They found like 3 of them.
All right. That looks like I don't know. Where's that at?
Let's see. Let's go to the website. Oh, it's on TikTok. I can't look at it on TikTok.
We should find out where that is and see if they'll let us come out and check that out, because that looks like it's made for, those look like real battle swords, you know,
It's found in
made.
the Alpine Mountains. Look at these guys standing next to this thing.
Yeah, there's no way, bro. That's,
I would have said it was bullshit
we
if I
gotta
didn't see
go.
more than one in different shapes and different
Right.
builds.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Could you imagine if just some fucking king from like 3,000 years ago was bored as fuck one day and was like, hey guys, let's just make this giant sword and go put it up here because
And
it's
bury it.
funny. Right.
This is my joke.
People 4,000 years will find it from now. And here we are on Bays Boys
Why would
Podcast.
anybody waste their resources?
Because he had nothing to do. He's a king for a land that's not in a war. He's got nothing going on. He's got a shit ton of metal. It's way before anybody's...
How much do you think that cost to make?
Bro, I don't know. How much do any of these king tut places cost to make? Not a lot when you're
We-
slitting throats for labor.
Well, how about this? Do you know what they're saying about ancient Egyptians? Ancient Egyptians had archaeologists because the stuff that they had was thousands of years older than them. Now they're saying that the pyramids were not built when we were told they were built, and that they're thousands of years older than that, and that they were there before the ancient Egyptians were there.
You think the Egyptians just went in there and figured out how to use it and torqued up the fucking area?
And they
And
also
then
said
filled
that
it with stuff in their
prime-
bodies?
prime example, like the Sphinx. They're saying the Sphinx is way older than the ancient Egyptians. And what they did is they recarved the face of the Sphinx because the face and the head of the Sphinx is way too small for its body.
Well, listen, we are
And when they
losing-
looked at how it was eroded by water, they're like, it shouldn't be this eroded for as old as we believe it to be.
we are losing history left and right now.
Oh, for sure.
They've already deleted Mrs. Buttersworth or whatever that fucking broad's name was. And why couldn't they delete this other stuff? It makes sense.
And that they're hiding the truth on this
although the whole thing about them,
because it's not accepted by what do they call it? By the current educated class, the people, the teachers and the professors.
that they don't accept that the Egyptians might have not built these.
Right. And that because it
Well,
doesn't fit their narrative. Because this is
better
what
than-
they've been teaching for hundreds of years, right?
It's
They
better
can't
than
admit that they-
aliens. It's better than aliens came down and lasered our fucking pyramids into existence like that. You know what I mean?
No. They're and here's the weird thing is they're finding new pyramids all over the world that are older than the
Oh, yeah.
pyramids in Egypt
And deeper,
and bigger, right?
right?
But they're buried under mountains. And everybody's like, oh, that's just a mountain. And then they're starting to uncover it. They're like, actually, it's a pyramid.
Right.
Yeah. But it challenges everything that modern science and modern anthropologists and modern everything is accepted to be fact, right?
Listen,
And
now
that's why they don't want to admit it.
now that we've learned that maps aren't even really legit,
Oh, yeah.
does it really matter?
Right.
I don't trust any of it.
Look,
They
there's
actually
the-
have a website, and sorry, we don't remember the website, but you actually have a website where you can click and drag now. And like if you drag Greenland over Europe, it actually makes Greenland show the real ratio.
Oh, how big Greenland really is, right? Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to what it looks like on the map.
Right. And you can put everything to true size now.
Yeah.
And I'm
Because
like,
it's all been bullshit.
oh,
How about the 15th century map that shows Antarctica as it really is today, with the borders and everything? And the guy who made that map said, "Well, I took these from older source maps.
oh.
We didn't in modern times didn't even know Antarctica existed until like the 1800s.
Right.
So how's it possible that this guy Reese, I think it's called the Reese Peary's map.
Jeez.
Drew a map with Antarctica on it in 15th century, and then his ass said, "Oh, my map is a series of maps that were way older than I am that I put together to make this map."
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Listen, you can't trust any of them.
And it had
any of 'em.
Antarctica drawn with animals and trees.
Trust us.
Is that what we're telling the people? Trust us?
Trust us.
Okay.
We will always lead you into the light.
Oh. Now you're getting
Always.
deep.
Always.
Always.
There's always going to be a surprise Jesus at the end of this tunnel. It's going to be surprised because he's there, or surprised because he's sending you back, or surprised because he don't like you. It don't matter.
We're pulling the wool
He's there.
over or off of people's eyes.
Off and over, around and under.
Oh, Lord.
Fake maps and everything. Listen, if Michael Caine can call his girl off a coffee commercial, you can do anything you want out there, audience.
You can.
And we believe in you. Write the show.
Buffalo Bill believed in people too. Oh, what are you, a size 15?
Listen, yeah. Listen, he believed in the
I don't listen.
he believed in the girls that needed the most believing in.
Oh, Lord.
There's
Hey, I've got a
nothing-
broken arm. Can you help me load this couch into
There's
my van?
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there was.
Okay. Other than maybe he could have cleaned that little pit out a little bit more.
A little better. A little better. Made it a little more comfortable.
I mean, dude, do you really want your skin just rubbing up on all that shit?
Well,
It's
that's why he kept
abrasive.
sending. That's why he kept sending the lotion down.
Oh, come on. You know that doesn't work. Of all the places you've rubbed skin against on the rocks being trapped, you know that's not a thing. If any of those fucking times some dude would come up and be like, put this lotion on, boy, that would have not been helpful. You would have not felt better.
No.
You'd shit just sticking to you. That dog would have been stuck to her. It's just not a thing.
Oh yeah,
It's not a thing.
not a thing.
My man was fucked up.
Yep,
My man was not right.
and they're still out there.
Is that one still out there?
No, he wasn't a real one. I'm just saying.
Well, the guy he
people-
was based after, I'm saying.
There are people out there that are
Oh,
still
yeah.
out there.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs a little lotion. Thanks for joining us. On
Is that the sign off?
elongated-
Everybody needs a little bit of lotion. Thanks for joining us.
a little bit of lotion on you. Listen, some of you get some dates off of that. Just put some lotion on and be happy. Get those elbows sorted out. Okay?
Get rid of that
Get some
ashy skin.
strawberry. Get some strawberry lotion and get up there.
Oh Lord.
You greasy
Well-
motherfuckers with that fucking lotion. It's Victoria's Secret, baby. They got
Oh.
it on special.
Why do you know that?
Well, you said it before. Trying to fill a yacht. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining the show. Leave a 5-star rating everywhere.
You can't tell. No, don't tell your sister about this.
Be
one either.
excited about the event. If you haven't listened to, this is the last.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Go to the event.
I think this is the last episode before the event, after the event drops. By the time you guys hear this, actually, the event will be over. So never mind. I guess you can't tell people about it.
And then the documentary comes out.
Ooh, I am scared. So we are good. Enjoy. This is Bays Boys Podcast. Thanks for coming out. Anything else you want to tell them there? Surprise Jesus?
No.
All right,
Don't
3097
steal
seconds.
pop and pirates already got stolen.
Dude, I thought you were going to say don't steal poppy plants. But I was like, what the fuck? Dude, that's the wrong crowd. All right, we
Wrong
got
people. Wrong people.
30, 97 seconds later.